but I do want to go out to some breaking news that happened within the last hour. The Arizona Supreme Court has upheld the 1864 abortion ban, pretty much making abortion illegal, pretty much all abortions, except for life of the mother, illegal in the state of Arizona. And the Arizona Attorney General making this statement saying the decision made by the Arizona Supreme Court today is unconscionable and an affront to freedom there. We are going to listen to the governor and other state officials react to this breaking news.
Hello, and thank you all for joining us. It is a dark day in Arizona. Just now, the Arizona Supreme Court issued its opinion in Planned Parenthood v. Mays, upholding one of the most extreme abortion bans in the country. And while it is currently stayed, we continue to live under an unacceptable ban, a law that still strips Arizonans of their personal autonomy and has no exceptions for women who are the victims of rape or incest or any regard for pregnancy complications. Let me be clear. Arizona's 2022 abortion ban is extreme and hurts women. And the near total Civil War era ban that continues to hang over our heads only serves to create more chaos for women and doctors in our state. As governor, I promised I would do everything in my power to protect our reproductive freedoms. Here's what I've done so far and how we can continue to work together to end this never-ending assault on our basic rights. First, my executive order removing the ability of county attorneys to prosecute women and doctors for performing abortions remains. I refuse to allow extremist county prosecutors to use this abortion ban to lock up women and doctors seeking or providing needed health care. Second, my administration has expanded access to over-the-counter contraceptives. Today, Arizonans across the state can walk into their pharmacy to obtain birth control medication without a doctor's prescription. Third, last year, I vetoed legislation that would have threatened access to IVF and potentially endangered access to any and all abortions in our state. And any other legislation that threatens to take away our rights will continue to be met with my veto stamp. Fourth, I am calling on the legislature to do the right thing right now and repeal this 1864 ban and protect access to reproductive health care. The Republican majority in the legislature has time and again refused to act to protect our freedoms. They have refused to repeal this extreme Civil War, near total abortion ban. In fact, the Senate President and House Speaker fought in this very case to keep this extreme ban in place. And as it stands, they might have their way. They have refused to act to protect IVF and contraception. Instead, they tell women to put aspirin between their knees. While I'm proud to be a backstop to their extremism, Arizona women should never have to fear the next court decision. It's why I'm proud to be standing here with Senator Birch and Representative Stahl Hamilton and these other legislators who are dedicated to protecting our freedoms. We are 14 days away from this extreme ban coming back to life. It must be repealed immediately. And while I'm glad IVF and contraception are still available to Arizonans, we know they are under attack. Just last year, I vetoed a bill that would have threatened access to IVF. We must act proactively to protect these essential rights. Finally, this November, Arizonans may have an opportunity to make their voices heard on this important issue. To the people across Arizona who are concerned about the future of abortion rights in our state, who are worried about their bodily autonomy, who don't want to see the freedom of their wives, sisters, and daughters restricted, you can make your concerns known at the ballot box, and I encourage you to do so. Now I'm going to hand it over to Representative Stahl Hamilton. Thank you.
Hand off your taxes to a local expert who's just right for your situation. They'll do
Okay. What's going on, guys? Appreciate you guys that are already in the chat. I'm gonna see to your comments in a moment. By the way, anybody that doesn't know, this is Introvert Boricua. I'm doing a little bit of an impromptu stream on a subject that I'm really depending on you guys to to give me some feedback about. For obvious reasons, this is a subject in which my opinion is particularly limited. So it's not really that important. I would rather I would rather hear from you guys, particularly the ladies, and any of the ladies that are listening. um I will definitely like for you to not just comment in the chat, but also if you could join the panel. That will be something that I would like to I would like for you to be part of. Now, I will let up on the panel our elder, Don Jose. First of all, how you doing, Jose? What's going on?
Well, good evening, Ramon. Thank you very much for allowing me on your platform. Now, of course, I have a different take when it comes to reproductive lives rights is concerned, but I'm gonna approach it with a different take. And one thing, I'm going to criticize my pro-life brethren in this area.
Mhm.
We talk about life begins at the moment of conception.
Mhm.
But yeah, I see very few of my pro-life brethren willing to adopt any of these children.
Okay.
Okay, that's a huge issue with me. Okay, also my views have changed somewhat when it comes to reproductive rights. I am still 100% for life. However, I do believe that women should have free access to all the over 30 different types of birth control that's
Mhm.
available to prevent pregnancy, because the whole thing preaching to abstinence doesn't cut it.
Oh
Okay.
no, me living in the South, I know for a fact that it doesn't cut it, because if you look
Okay.
at the states, if you look at the states that have the higher rates of teen pregnancies, that's usually the Bible Belt. It's usually the Bible Belt states um, that promote abstinence. I remember when I was living in Mississippi, I saw the billboards that would say "Not me, not now." That was a message to the young people. It was an abstinence type of message.
Yeah.
But yeah, go on, go on.
So, and this is the thing, and as a pro-life person, this is the thing. This is the number one criticism I have regarding my fellow pro-life brother. We love to talk about life begins in conception, and I truly believe that.
Mhm.
However, when it comes to like stepping forward to adopt these children, you hear crickets. That's
Oh
okay.
no,
That's
of course.
and that's a big issue with me. Okay. So at the same time, you want to take away birth control. If you
Mhm.
have birth control, what's going to happen is it's going to reduce the number of abortions needed. Now, as a Christian, okay, as a Christian, of course, I have certain practices and certain beliefs. However, we have to understand we're living in a pluralistic society where people have various different viewpoints.
Mhm.
Okay. I would rather have uh, a woman obtain some sort of birth control, whether it be the diaphragm, the IUD, the morning pill, or what have you,
Mhm.
than to use abortion as the only means to prevent pregnancy, other than closing your legs.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I know the rest of the pro-life people are going to be upset with me as saying it, but I think we have to be realistic about it.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. So, and also, I work in social services. So I've seen the result of single mothers struggling to raise children on their own on public assistance.
Right.
So that's why my perspective, as compared to my fellow pro-life people, are different. It's different.
I see. I see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, on this one, there is really not much that I can say. That's why I'm kind of like making it an more of an open forum, more of an open panel, particularly for for the ladies. I send the link out. Make sure to send the link out so I can get some input on this one. Because for obvious reasons, for the obvious reason of my gender, I don't really get to have much of an opinion. I mean, the only thing that I could say that because there are those that are seeing this as kind of like the first step towards nationalizing a complete ban. I mean, because they are thinking about in the like in a worst case scenario, if Trump were to become the president again, um, what happened in Arizona could end up happening in the rest of the country, right? And let's say worst case scenario for women that gets taken away from them completely. Uh, um, it's just a hold on. Yeah, it's the grapevine says to me they are trying to get their numbers back up. Too many abortions or for the too many procedures for the state to reinstate a law post Civil War. The thing is that not even in cases of assault or incest, according to the law. Let me see if I can. I think I have it. I think.
Well, actually, my understanding about Trump, if he becomes president again, he will leave
Mhm.
it to the states to make a determination how when it comes to reproductive rights.
Oh no, but that's already the law of the land with the Supreme Court decision last year. Was it was it last year when it was overturned? Because that's what that means. The overturn of Roe v. Wade means precisely that. That now the decision resides on the state level because Roe v. Wade was on the federal level. So they couldn't say on a state that they're going to outlaw the procedure because then there was the Roe v. Wade precedent that will overturn it. There could be an appeal on the state level using the federal decision because a Supreme Court decision becomes the law of the land. And now, because it has been overturned on the federal level, now it already resides on the states to make their individual decisions about it. So that's already how it goes.
But
Yeah.
Ramon, in all fairness,
Hmm.
the Democratic Party had almost 50 years to
Yeah.
codify reproductive rights.
Well, I don't know
They
if it
didn't.
will have been it will have been necessary to make some kind of an amendment, a constitutional amendment about it. But yeah, they had time to do something about it. Yeah, continue, my bad.
Yeah, look. But the fact of the matter is, they did not. So when I hear Democrat politicians talking about, like in the House and the Senate, talking about, well, this is an outrage and this is an assault of reproductive rights. They had almost 50 years to codify reproductive rights, and they did jack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's keep it real. So for them to be crying about it now, when you had almost 50 years to do it, particularly when you have a Democrat in the White House and you have Democrats leading in the House and the Senate, and you guys didn't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So miss me with the fake outrage. Now, like I said again, as a general principle, I am pro-life. I'm pro-life. I believe life begins at the moment of conception.
Mm-hmm.
However, you do have to allow men and women be able to have the options that needed to prevent unwanted pregnancy and also the spread of STDs.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. Hey, Dreadlock, what's going on? Hey, the link to the panel is at the top of the chat, ladies. I could really use your input. I don't want to be talking about this with a man. No offense, Jose, but this is something that concerns you more than us. Like for real.
Okay.
I really could use y'all's input. But continue, Jose.
Yeah. And like I said before, and I'm you see what makes me unique regarding pro-life people is that I'm also calling the hypocrisy because there's some hypocrisy in the pro-life movement. We talk so much about life begins conception, but yet no one is stepping forward to adopt these children.
Okay. No, I see. I see what you're saying. You. That may not be something that you have to worry about, but still, imagine yourself if you were still at a fertile age. If you were on a fertile age, what would you think about it if you were younger? That's what I want to know.
Well,
And
like
with
I
that
said,
said,
yeah.
uh,
Good evening, Kisha again.
Good evening. How are you guys? This is a sensitive conversation, but I want to add my 2 cents for the female population. Not that I'm speaking for all women.
by all means.
For me specifically, I've definitely been to the shop before. I saw Titi Juju comment. Shout out to Titi Juju. How you doing, boo boo? I've been to the shop before. No judgment, no hate. It's a situation that's really crazy. You have to make a decision that no one can make for you. And some women do take advantage of it. They visit the shop like they're going shopping. Is not that situation. I think the situation for pro-life and no-life and these political people in position trying to tell women what they can do and having them cross states to do these surgeries is freaking outrageous. Every person here is because of a woman giving birth, despite the test tube era situation. Like, I don't agree with, politicians or people saying that, they should be putting bans on certain states where women shouldn't have, the opportunity to, have that option. If America wants to get on the wave like China or other countries where there's a cap on family households where families can't have, 2 kids or they have to have 1 kid, then that should be America's decision. But to isolate specific states, I don't agree with it. I don't feel like no man should be putting their 2 cents on it when he was birthed through a woman.
Okay. I hear you. I'm I'm looking at the comments. Says, Blood Moon. I mean, it's kind of like out there, kind of like kind of out there. Your comment, but still, you're more than welcome to hit the link at the top of the chat, and maybe you want to elaborate as to what you just said here.
And let's talk about the incest thing. Let's talk about the grape thing. Like, like how
No,
Keisha
because
here
it's not
saying that.
even then. Not even then. At least in the the 1964 Arizona law, even with assault, even with incest, the procedure wouldn't be allowed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know. Like, it's kind of a sensitive subject. Some people are gonna lie and say they never been to the shop before. Some people are gonna be honest and transparent. But I feel like every woman should have the choice. Now, if they want to put limitations and criteria on how many times you've been to the shop and a certain amount of years, okay, not for nothing, I can get with that because some women, it's like, we got Plan B now. We got these alternatives. Some women just like, oh well, I don't really like him, so yeah, this ain't gonna happen. Like some women are careless. I get that, but I don't like the way it's constructed. It can be constructed in a better way.
but you know something, Kesha, in all fairness, there are over 30 different types of birth control that women can participate in order to not only prevent unwanted pregnancy but STDs. Okay. Now this is where I have an issue when people try to take away women's option to use these birth control methods. Okay.
Agree. It could be structured a proper way. Like again, they could have age criteria on it. They could have a whole medical record standard on it, as if you've in 1 year or 3 years, if you've been to the clinic more than 3 or 4 times, no. Like they could structure it in the right way, but they're not. It's just coming up as a discrimination, hate crime control kind of thing. But I'm just one woman. I can speak for all women, but I think that there should be no such thing. The fact that women can't even afford to travel to other states to have those situations for whatever reason, whether they were raped, whether it was incest, whether they didn't have protection on time or whatever the situation is. No person should be judging a woman on what her decision is when everybody here on this platform and the replay, the unique viewers, the returning viewers came from a woman. Yes, we needed the man, but every person was born. No, I just don't agree with it. But that's only my perspective, and I'm speaking for the ladies who feel the way I feel.
But in all fairness, there's a lot of hypocrisy involved in both camps. Okay. And I'm calling out my fellow pro-life people in this area. We're talking about life begins at conception, which I truly believe. But yet, no, none of my fellow, very few of my pro-life brethren are stepping out there to wanting to adopt these children. And I would rather have a woman use the pill or the IUD or
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
diaphragm or the morning after pill or whatever, than use abortion as a form of birth control.
Can I
Yeah.
interject for a second, really quickly?
Go
I'm
on.
being very transparent. I know everybody in the chat probably don't know me, but I'm a black girl from the Bronx, New York. As soon as I became sexually active, my mom was like, "Okay, you're getting on birth control. We're not gonna have no mistakes, whatever the case is." From the time I knew how to schedule my own GYN appointments and have my own consults, my own pediatricians or my own doctors, I knew what to do when I was active to make sure that I didn't become reckless, having all these babies out of wedlock or one night stands or whatever you may want to paint your picture. So every woman is smart enough. If you don't got a mother's love show, you got a best friend, you got a sister, you got a cousin, you got an auntie. Every woman knows how to protect themselves for the most part, unless you grew up with no support, no family, no friends, no guidance. Unless you fall into that category, every woman knows what to do to make sure she does not get pregnant. They got apps, they got counselors, they got calendars. We know when we're ovulating. We know when our body temperature is different. Women know their DNA, especially if you had a child. You know when you're pregnant before you even get the test results and even pee on the stick. You know your body. So again, this is not for the women that's just out here, 2024, new generation. You know, this millennial, but for the women that been around, got a grandma, got an auntie that got slippers, that made food from nothing, we know what to do. So for the women that's out there just being reckless, it's a total different perspective for them. But women who have values and beliefs and respect for themselves, they know how to make sure to not get in that situation, to not be on some, oh my God, I got to get a plan B. oh my God, I need an abortion. Oh my God, I got no medical insurance. Like women, the smart women out there in the world, they know how to not be in a situation.
And I'm actually agreeing with something that Blood Moon said here. Because there is a lack of responsibility to a great degree. Not every single sexual encounter is assault. So yeah.
Okay,
I
and
agree with Blood Moon. There are a lot of irresponsible women. We know that Tatiana's bust down, Tatiana bust down. We know those 304s. We do. Like there are a lot that just don't care. We're not even talking about them. We talking about the ones that got values, that got grandmas and aunties and titis in the house that's telling them, listen, don't marry him unless he do X, Y, and Z. Get his social security number. Make sure he put out, like we're talking for those women that come from culture and belief and family.
yeah, and again, Keisha, and when I said a few minutes ago, the Democratic Party had almost 50 years to codify reproductive rights, and they failed to do so.
Again, that's just my perspective. I don't know what the women in the chat think. I'm trying to keep up in the chat. But I guess everybody's gonna do something different. But it's crazy to tell a woman she can't make a decision.
Yeah, and like I said, my views have changed somewhat. Part of it because working in the Department of Social Services, I see women who are single mothers on public assistance raising 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids and what have you, and a lot of them at a young age, because for whatever reason, they didn't act responsibly when it comes to, reproductive rights is concerned. So I would rather have had full access to birth control, and instead of using abortions as the only means of birth control.
I feel like men and women should use birth control. Like I know people be raw dogging it in 2024 since C19. Like everybody just extra freaky, but I feel like the man and the woman should be responsible. Like I guess niggas don't or people don't talk now when they about to get it popping. But I feel like if you go and lay down with somebody in the bedroom, y'all should have a conversation. It shouldn't just be automatically we just not even going to attempt to go to CVS or Walgreens or Walmart or like I don't understand how people just jump in the sack, just just giving it all to someone and no protection. You just hoping this person don't got nothing. You just hoping you hope you're not gonna get an itch or a scratch. I don't understand. I'm an '80s baby, so that is not how we came up. So I don't understand how people be in these predicaments.
Okay, but you know what it is? We're living in a society where, and I'm gonna say it this way because it might sound like I'm attacking single mothers. I'm not. I'm just simply giving my perspective. It seems like being a single mother is being like glorified, particularly if you take a look at, in social media. It's like, you see these women not making, again, so I don't want you to come attacking me. Some women are not making responsible choices, and next thing they're having like 3 or 5 different baby daddies and whatnot because they're not making responsible choices. And the thing is, if you're going to engage in adult activity, you need to act as a responsible adult. Okay? Meaning, if you're going to, as my mother used to say when she was alive, having chaka chaka chaka. I guess that's what a penis sounds entering the vagina. I don't know why. You need to act responsibly. If you're going to engage in intercourse, and if you don't want to, have an unplanned pregnancy or have an STD, you need to use protection. Or as my mother used to say, when she was alive, you need to wear your party hat.
No, and I understand
your raincoat, your rain jacket, your Jimmy.
Yeah. No, and definitely, I don't have a problem touching the root cause of it all. But the point of the subject, the topic of this stream is about the decision when it comes to what Arizona did and what it could mean for the rest of the country. If it will there be some kind of domino effect where other states could try to do something like that. I don't think it's going to be, not many other states are going to have a law that predates the existence of the state itself, which is something kind of unique for Arizona. This procedure ban goes back to when Arizona may have been a territory, but it wasn't a defined state yet, and that was during the Civil War. And it's something that was passed during 1864. It was in the middle of the Civil War. They took time to pass that law. Like there weren't more important things to worry about, like like a doggone Civil War.
You know what? I think what's going to happen. I mean, look, in certain states like New York, California, Illinois, a lot of the states in the north, in the northeast, you're not going to see much of a change when it comes to reproductive rights. You're going to see more of a change when it comes to, like, say, the Bible Belt, like certain Western states, like North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Nebraska, and states when it's more when it's Republican, more red. You'll see restrictions when it comes to reproductive rights. When it comes to states like New York, California, Illinois, no.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
gonna
going.
lie. I don't
Go
even
on.
know what happened with Arizona, but I want to shout out the University of Phoenix. I definitely got my associates, my bachelor's, and my master's from them. My master's degree, so I don't know what they did. I'm sorry. I'm gonna look it up after this stream. I'm not so crazy right now saying this, but yeah, I'm gonna put that out there.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, really quick, really to sum up. In 1864, there was, before Arizona actually became a state, it was somewhat of a territory. There was a law that was passed back then that prohibited the procedure, and it was punishable by prison from 2 to 5 years. The exception being if the mother's life was at risk, if the is forcing a mom to have the baby will have taken her life, then that was the exception. That was something that that goes back to the Civil War era. The thing is that when Roe v. Wade first was passed, that law on the state level stayed on the books. It was never taken out because Roe v. Wade was on the federal level and it could be overturned by that precedent. But now, because Roe v. Wade has been overturned, then that law, the 1864 law in Arizona, goes back into effect because it was never taken off of the books. But that's something if you like, you can do your reading on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my research up on that. I gotta step down, guys. My phone is dying, but I just wanted to pop in, because I was talking about ladies and their privacy.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I would have loved to hear more from your perspective. If any of the other ladies listening to this, feel free to come on up. I want to hear from you specifically.
If I can get some juice going and get my AirPods coming and you still up, I'll pop back up again, okay?
Yeah. I mean, come on. You just plug your charger and come on back.
All right. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
I did share your stream on my community tab.
Appreciate it, Jose.
Yes. Oh, by the way, it's 255 days until the first day of winter.
No. It's still chilly down here. No, there are still chilly days for whatever reason. I mean, it's supposed to be warming up, and it did feel like it was warming up during the day, and still a cool breeze during the evenings. But in the last couple of days after the eclipse, for some reason, it's been chilly. I mean, the eclipse kind of messed things up down here. So
Yeah, but
hopefully things start getting back to normal and it warms up.
well, of course, my definition of chili is a little different.
Yeah, no, it's chilly. It's chilly. It feels like it's down to the low 70s or something. That's chilly to me.
That's humid.
No. It's
Okay.
it's chilly. It's chilly.
See, see, for me,
I'm having to wear a jacket.
see, for me, chili is when it go down to like, possibly the 20s with a good gust of wind. That's chili.
Ah, don't start. Don't start with that.
I mean, yesterday I actually got to the low 70s here in New York, so it was, it was kind of depressing for me.
What do you mean? It shouldn't have been depressing. That's chilly.
No, that's not chilly. That's humid.
Okay, if you say so. Let's give a warm welcome to Titi Juju. What's going on?
Good evening, Titi Juju.
Buenas noches, mi gente. Do you hear me?
Buenas noches. Sí, te oímos más.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I think I have a delay, but okay. So, my take on it is that I believe women should have the choice, although I'm anti-abortion. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't believe in abortion, but the woman should have the right to make a choice. And I think that Jose and Kachel said the right things with regards to there being some parameters around having abortions and not be so extreme about it, especially in this day and age, right?
Mhm.
With all the methods of birth control and everything that's out, like Jose said, such a need for such a law is not necessary. But I think they're making it like that because of the numbers.
Mhm.
Powers that be, their numbers are dwindling. Hispanics are the majority in the country now.
They're on their way to become the majority in the country, but it's gonna be a while for that. But it's getting there because already by culture, our people don't believe in
Mhm.
the procedure like that. They're not
Exactly.
particularly we're not particularly that big onto that because most of us are Catholics, and in Catholicism that's particularly that's just a no.
But no.
Yeah. So the other minority, other minority that could be vulnerable, I guess it will be African Americans, because the Planned Parenthoods, they're not gonna close down the Planned Parenthoods in their neighborhoods. I mean
Right. That's the money maker.
I think
That
that's
was the that
What's
was
it?
the intention of Planned Parenthood. So no, I don't think they're gonna do that. That's what I'm saying. That I mean, I don't know. I thought the majority in Arizona was like Hispanic, Mexican, right? So like you just said, culturally, the majority of us don't have to worry about that law, right? But I'm thinking it's a numbers thing, and they're thinking ahead of time, Ramon. If you say let's see what the country's going to look like in the next 20 years, and if we don't try to start doing something now, because 20 years is a generation, right? 25 years.
About so, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what they're trying to affect now because of that. Because like Jose said, there's enough methods of birth control to not have to have such an extreme law.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
But like I said before, there's a lot of hypocrisy, both with the pro-choice side and the pro-life side. And as someone that's pro-life, I'm going to explain to you where the hypocrisy is. We talk about life begins at conception, but yet you see very few of our pro-life brethren going out there and offering to adopt these children.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want the responsibility.
Okay.
They don't.
So this is the thing. If we're going to talk about life begins at the moment of conception, then we need to step forward to adopt any of these children. Okay, because it's one thing to say life begins conception. It's another thing if we, talking about, well, okay, then some of us need to step forward, and we need to make sure that that the over 30 different types of birth control that's available is made available, so there's not just need for
Mhm.
an abortion, because unfortunately with some women that's the only form of birth control that they've actually practiced.
I think that, like Cashel said, that they're used. That's why I think I'm going back to the numbers, because, like she said, she knew people who would use that, like, they wouldn't be careful, they wouldn't use prevention, and as soon as they got pregnant, they would just go to Planned Parenthood. I know in New York City, when I was growing up, the girls in my school, I just bring in my report card or some crap like that. I don't know what they used to have to bring in. They could just get an abortion without their parents' consent. So it's like the carelessness was there, right? But I think it's more so, and I don't want to be stereotypical, but to me, it's white women who were really quick with the abortions, no matter what the age, from the time that they're starting to have sex till whenever they decide to get married and have it, they'll have abortions like they're popping in what do you call it, the pill. They don't care. I think the numbers are wrong. They try to say that the majority of people having abortions is African American women, but I think it's more white women. They're just throwing that number out there, but I think it's more white women, because the government wouldn't take such an extreme measure to prevent abortions. They don't care about us. They don't care about Hispanics and blacks, so they wouldn't.
No.
Like Ramon said, they're not going to take Planned Parenthood out of those neighborhoods. So
No.
That's not who that law to me is geared to.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Sounds about right.
I don't like to make everything black and white or colorist, but I think that when they go to that extreme, it's to their benefit. It's always to their benefit. So never to ours. Because remember, in Puerto Rico, and I learned that from Denise, I didn't know that they had forced sterilizations and stuff like that. So
at one time, when they were first experimented with some of the the sterilization shot, the birth control shot, at first it was too strong, so it was causing sterilization, because they were experimenting. They were experimenting with the women in Puerto Rico. They were being used as guinea pigs, unfortunately.
Yeah, and and could you imagine if this country became the majority brown skin?
People keep saying it's not, but to me it is, and the migrants, I think, quadrupled that. They quadrupled that number. So good or bad, I mean, the numbers are there, and I think they're gonna allow. Are they gonna allow them to? I don't even want to get into the migrant thing. I swear, I think they're gonna start allowing them to vote. That's another. So I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I think that's another. That's another.
They're not supposed to. I don't know what what kind of exception I'm gonna be doing to let them vote. But I'll tell you, they shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't be able to vote. But on what basis are they gonna be doing that? I don't know. I have no idea.
What might happen is, when it comes to like local elections, like on the city council and things of that nature, they might allow the migrants to vote. But when it comes to things like national, you have to be a U.S. citizen.
Right. That makes sense, Jose. On a local level, that makes total sense.
Yeah. And particularly when you have cities like New York and Los Angeles, where everything is like, you have to let the genders flow freely and whatnot.
Well, the different subject, whole different subject, but they shouldn't be having a say on this one particularly, because there are certain folks that they don't know what gender they are, so they shouldn't be having a say until they know what gender they are. To be perfectly honest,
again, that's another conversation too.
And don't forget, you have the body, the positivity crowd that says that being morbidly obese is a flex.
Yeah, I caught the replay of your stream, Jose. The thing is, and you have to be healthy, right? I don't believe in morbid obesity and anything like that. But what I don't like is when people who used to be fat then start fat shaming the fat people. Like I was watching a stream like a month ago, and there was this woman that they used to always talk about how fat she was. And she lost a lot of weight, but when she told the guy that you know why I lost this weight, and it was like bittersweet almost because of the way you guys ragged me on my weight. And I'm like, thank God that she took it to lose weight. But in this sensitive society, what if she would have killed herself? What if she would have did something to harm herself to lose the weight?
Okay.
And not take the healthy route. So I think that instead of ostracizing them, put it in a way for them, make everything like, who was it? Bloomberg that got rid of those big cups. I mean, that was a start. It's not, people don't think that's big, but remember those big cups of like 7-Eleven drinks or something, Jose? What was it? I think Bloomberg banned those. Like, yeah, because I'm saying that you just start banning, let's say McDonald's, like you can't have McDonald's, every McDonald's has to be within 30 miles of each other instead of within 2 miles of each other, or, like the government has to promote that too, but they don't care. That's why those fast food places are there. The GMOs are in food. So it's like, some people struggle to lose weight.
I mean,
so
look, as a person that's morbidly obese, yes, I'm morbidly obese. Okay, I have struggled losing weight with the Battle of the Bulge. I have lost over about 35 pounds. Okay, but I'm not
shamed you into losing those 35 pounds.
Huh?
Have they shamed you and berated you into losing those 35 pounds?
No. It's because I wanted to be healthy.
Okay, so it's a personal choice, right?
Yeah, because look, look. The fact of the matter is, I have had 4 siblings that passed away prematurely because of their health choices. I decided, you know what? I'm going to try to be as healthy as I can, because I don't want to create any undue pressure on my heart and on my joints.
Right.
Okay. I was hearing the comment about the little cups of 7-Eleven. Well, maybe they don't sell that big of a cup, but maybe that comes with refill. So that's not gonna make much of a
difference. Not in New York, but
you don't get refills anymore up there.
I don't know if McDonald's offers it. I know they do it here, but I don't think too many places offer refills like that to death. But I mean, it's a way to discourage you,
Yeah.
I don't know. Discourage it. I think the shaming is the bad part. I don't like the shaming part.
I'm talking about
people who used to be fat. I'm talking about people that used to be fat, and then they lose weight, and then they start fat shaming the fat people. Like, hello, you used to be there. Like, how you.
I don't like the fat shaming, but at the same, I don't like the fat shaming, but at the same time, go to the other extreme, talking about it's a flex to be 500 pounds, 600 pounds. 700 pounds. That's not a flex in any stretch.
I don't think that's cool. Just like I don't think it's cool with Lizzo to be wearing bikinis and doing all that other crap.
No, but
you can wear what you want, but like
all that extra shit, trying to get attention. I mean, what's up?
But like the saying was always there. Just because they make it in your size doesn't mean you have to wear it. Like, bikinis weren't meant for people her size. That's not what they started making it, but bikinis weren't. That wasn't the goal to wear a bikini to be that size. Like,
No.
I don't know. I'm glad that she's proud of who she is, but sometimes it's overkill.
I mean, could you imagine trying to make love to someone that weighs like 600?
Don't start with that.
There's people who, believe it or not, Jose, there's people who have fetishes that they love huge women.
We have talked about it.
And it's really tiny men. So no, there's a mark that there's somebody for everybody. That's the truth. But I caught that part too, Jose. I think Ramon was blushing at when you was asking him that.
Yeah. We talked about it. There are fetishes that about the TikTok influencers that they make live streams about them eating the most junkiest shittiest junk food that they can find and do it on camera, and they get like a lot of traction in those streams, because apparently there are people that have a fetish for that, and you see somebody killing themselves with shitty food. There seems to be kind of, it's like a fetish to be watching something like that. Somebody hurting themselves, somebody slowly, basically taking their own life little by little.
Yeah.
I think it starts in the home, right? With regards to obesity, to me, because I made a conscious choice as to what my kid was going to eat, because I'm not fat, but I was never skinny. So, but I have the potential to be fat if I don't control what I eat. The same with my ex. So with my kid, when the fast food wasn't the thing, I didn't introduce him to chips and fries and all that, and I definitely cut out soda. So because I felt that if my kid is fat, that's my fault. That's child abuse on my part. That's an extreme word, but that's child abuse on my part. Because I control what my kid consumes, right? When they're little. Once they turn 18, if they want to do what what you were talking about with those people on TikTok, if you want to go to an early grave, that's your business. And it's a shame that you're promoting it to other people, but you're old enough to make those choices. But when you're a little kid, when I see the little babies that's like 1 year old that look like they're 50 pounds, that's not cute to me. And they're eating.
When I was living in Mississippi, I would see kids that were like 10 years old having trouble walking up a flight of stairs. It was.
Well, I used to tell my son that. I told my son that. I was like, I didn't want to see you sitting in the corner talking about, I can't breathe, I can't play this, or everybody's making fun of me, When I used to control what he ate, and soda was, people used to be shocked, like, your kid don't drink soda. I was like, no. And my kid was already a solid, thick kid. So I can imagine if I would have let him eat all that junk, how big he would have been. You know what I'm saying? How big he would have been.
Well, actually, there's a video by a group called Angry Fat People talking about fat pride.
No, you played that. That was the wackest lyric rap song I have heard in my entire life. That was supposed to be a music video, and the chick in the video was doing a rap, and the dude in the video was doing like the very feminine chorus in the background, while the female in the video was doing the lyrics, and it was horrible. It was atrocious. It was mega whack.
So Ramon, you can see yourself making love to someone, say 600 pounds.
No, I can't. I wouldn't know what to do.
I think Jose wants
to get it going. Do y'all ever see on like social media how like they be having like the 2-year-olds and 5-year-old little girls dressed up in fashionable outfits with the big baby hairs and the big earrings and the necklaces with the lip gloss and the makeup and the lashes. And
usually it's because their dad is not around.
I'm not for none of that. I think that is
the makeup.
Not what's up.
It's like they're selling their kids to me. They're prostituting their kids online to me when they do that.
Yeah,
I feel like they are. That's not, especially in this day and age when you got, those people and they can go online and look at what you're gonna look at. You're preparing them to go even further with that, like fetishizing your daughter or something. It's crazy. Hold on, pre-diabetic.
And they pretty little girls. Don't get me wrong, but it gets the wrong kind of attention. They're pretty little girls, but they dress them up to be like little teenagers, little big girls. And
you're making them grow too fast.
Yeah, they're being overly sexualized, and it draws the wrong kind of attention.
But we're in whole culture, right? And I'll remove the whole part out of it. Like I was telling my son, I was like, I'm so glad I don't have a girl, because little girls want mani-pedis and their hair gotta be done and all this. They're making it younger and younger for girls. The first time I got my eyebrows done, I was 17. The first time I think I got my mani-pedi, I was 16. I was for my sweet 16. I celebrated my 6th. I didn't celebrate the 15th. And that's coming into womanhood, right? That's when you start doing those things. But now they got little mani-pedi parties for little girls.
Little girls know what lace fronts are, what closures are. They know about all of that, and I don't even know about all
that. I don't agree with either. Kaishel, I be seeing that. I'm like, why are they promoting weaves on little girls? Oh.
Yeah, I don't think it's cute at all either. I think it's too much.
Yeah, but that's something. That's something with the mothers. What is it? What is it? Where does
They're
that?
promoting it just like the Fashion Nova and the makeup and all that. That's crazy.
It's big. Fashion Over Babies, girl. They got Fashion Over
Oh, wait,
Babies.
they got a line?
They have a line, Fashion Over Kids. It's a line. Men
Okay.
and kids.
I guess it's like baby fat back in the day. You guys remember
Yeah, but
that?
baby fat wasn't so risque. It's the thing is that now everything's in your face. Nothing is.
No, I just mean the concept. Fashion line for babies. For
No, I
kids.
get it. My daughter was
The concept,
17 and was
not-
doing
but
my
not
eyebrows for 18.
sexualizing them. Yeah. It was
But
more
the whole
sport.
line is very form fitted, very spandex, jegging, leggings, midriff, showing you little baby toddler tummy, baby shoulders, tight little booty for the babies. No.
My mother would have been pissed because when I was younger, my mother was like, you know how hard it was to keep you in girls' clothing because I developed really fast. So it was like she said it was so hard to keep you looking like a child with your size. And when I was younger, they didn't have like, how they have the sizes for girls now with the 14. Like if you're 8 and you're a size 14, they still have a size 14 for 8-year-olds. Now, I mean, back then it was like no. Once you pass a certain a size, you're going into women's clothes.
Yeah, and if you get too big, you're going to be wearing boy clothes.
Thank God I never went that far. It was always my mother was like, between the boobs and the ass, it was like it was so hard to keep you looking like a little girl. Because I wasn't even grown yet.
They never have to like tape you down or having to wear
my mother didn't tape me. She didn't
push
suppress
things in.
If she didn't suppress it, it was just like she didn't suppress it, but she didn't push it. Like just because I had boobies, she didn't let me wear tight shirts or a booty, wear super tight pants. Like she tried to dress me like I wore boys' clothes. It was a style. No. In the early to mid 80s, that didn't no.
No, not in
My
the
mother-
80s.
I was
but
like-
in the 90s.
In the 90s,
yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
was
but by that
wearing
time I was
makeup in the
already
90s.
going out in high school and TLC was a thing for me, so I like dressing like them.
Yeah,
But-
kind of like what TLC was wearing. I mean,
Exactly.
a lot of guys and girls were wearing clothes like that. I did. Mhm.
Exactly. But nah, when I was little, my mother's like, it was very hard to keep you looking like a little girl because my mother knew how men were. I mean, I remember men approaching me and I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
And
I
when
was like,
you
he
young,
knows.
you're like, oh no, this is wrong. He looking too hard.
No, I always knew that. I was like, I'm gonna tell my father, like.
When we
So,
thought like,
but-
it don't fit no more. Throw it out. Put it in the garbage. It don't fit. It's too little. Like, no, it's my favorite. In the garbage.
But I said
Bye.
all that to say that that they're promoting, little girls looking older than what they are, and I don't think it's cute. I don't think it's cute. But TLC was still cute. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you wear boys' clothes and it look cute, but now it's like imagine that. Imagine Lotto wearing baggy pants and a bra.
Yeah, that's gonna come back. It's gonna come back.
Everybody's getting their
Mark
ass.
my words, that should come back eventually. It should. A lot of
'Cause all
styles,
these girls
fashions,
look the same
there
anyway.
is
They
a
all have
cycle
the
to
same
them.
body, so why not?
Mhm.
Bring
They
something
kept it cute.
versatility. Bring some versatility
They
to the
kept it
game.
cute.
Every girl looks the same. Every rapper, every actress.
Oh,
every singer.
definitely. I can't tell them apart. I can't.
Well, I was watching the other day, Megan Thee Stallion, Lotto.
Maybe I can tell Megan Thee Stallion because she's tall. Maybe I can tell her apart from the others because
Cardi
she's
B.
tall. But all of the others, they look alike. All of
But
the others
Lotto did a show with TLC, and TLC's in their 50s now, and Lotto, she tried to tone it down, but it was just like she was out.
Who,
of
I
it.
who tried to tone,
I
it,
mean-
to tone it down? Who tried?
She
I
got a
mean,
bad
Lotto.
rep right now,
They
Lizzo.
were doing waterfalls,
okay.
and she was doing Left Eye's part, but she seemed
I
out
mean,
of it.
I
Yeah, Lotto.
never thought we would hear a song called "Let Your Coochie Breathe."
Oh, there's a lot more. Damn, Jose, you know a lot more than I do. But there's a lot of. I don't even listen to it today. I told my son, I was like, I don't even like the music that's out today. And I was like,
No,
damn,
but
am I
that-
getting
with
that old? I
you
don't even want
accept-
to listen to it.
I just like
With
the
your
beats.
step-
It's the
listen
beats
to
that
none of
get
that.
me.
Yeah. Not even the rap, kind of like the more of the R&B today, with few exceptions. If you give me like Her or Cesar, Doja Cat, those are the exceptions. I like those girls, but for the most part, what
SWV and a vote.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm definitely not a City Girls fan. I feel like they trash. I feel like they.
I don't know
dirty
none of their
as
songs. I see them. I see them when I
neither.
go through Instagram. I see Glorilla. I see Swati. I see
I see
all
Lady
these
London.
girls. I don't know. I can't name none of their songs. I think I knew one Lotto songs. What's that Big D Energy? That song I kind of liked. Like I was like, yeah, I would have liked that
Nikki,
when I was
you
younger.
know, when she's acting normal, she's all right.
All right, Blood Moon's right. Christians should not be listening to that, Jose.
But you know,
Doja Cat is
I
weird.
like Doja Cat, Irby. She's weird,
little
but I
weird.
like her. But I
Yeah,
like
she's
her music,
weird,
though.
but
She's
but the
weird, though.
music, a lot of the music is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
She was
I'll
complaining
give her
about
that.
her. They were saying that her hair looked like pubic hair, and I'm like, when did they say that? Because I think I don't know. She has like a complex about her hair, but I never seen it looking so bad. So I'm like, why is she?
That's because
She has a nice head,
she's
though. Like, she has a
racially mixed.
decent sized head, so she can
She's
get off
focused
with
on
that
it, though.
little
Yeah,
hair.
but she didn't get the hair, Ramon.
Yeah.
No, because she's biracial, so she doesn't have
Yeah,
her
but
mother's
biracial doesn't mean. No, she doesn't.
No,
She
she came up
doesn't.
with the woolly hair. She came up with the woolly hair.
Right,
She
right.
didn't
So
come
I
up with
think
her
that's
mother's
the
hair.
complejo de ella, the woolly hair, because she always focuses on it. I'm like,
Men love her. Men think she's
Yeah, I'm like, what's the
attractive. Men
problem?
think she's fucking sexy.
Mm-hmm. So I don't
Well-
know.
Well, on a happy note, this summer I'm going to have a special visitor come see me.
Really, who's that?
My, my lady,
Who? You broke up.
my lady.
Oh, your lady. Oh, Blood Moon lady, Megan Thee Stallion. Try to find a picture of her when she was little.
Jose, you're gonna be like, don't stop, pop it, don't stop, don't stop, don't stop.
Is Jose gonna be off of YouTube for a while his special visitor arrives? He'll be like,
His
where's
visitor's
Jose?
coming. He like,
What
drop
were
that.
you saying? You were just saying about Megan Thee Stallion when she
there
was
was-
little?
I told you I'm into conspiracy things, and I'm probably gonna do a stream about. I want to say specifically what it is, but in my research of one thing, I bumped into stuff with Megan Thee Stallion, and they were saying that
You told me that she was a boy or something.
yeah, and I only found one
Yeah?
picture.
Is that
I
what
found
you
two pictures of her. One picture looked photoshopped. Well, both of them. No, one picture looked photoshopped, and the other one, I saw her young. She looked like a natural. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, Blood Moon. Send me that picture. Because I looked, and I didn't see no pictures on the one that I did see. I don't know.
Well,
Okay, maybe she
I
was.
saw a picture with her and her
That's what I
mom.
mean. That's what happens with certain little girls. They're very tomboyish, but they
No,
reach
I was a
certain
tomboy.
age
I still
when
look
they
like a girl.
bloom, they
Well, I have
blossom.
babies. No, I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna send you the pictures, Ramon, so you can see it. Then I'm gonna send you the articles.
It's bedtime, guys. I ain't gonna lie. I gotta go. It was great chatting with y'all.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Have a
night.
good
I shared the
evening.
stream,
Good night.
Ramon.
Thank you for coming up.
All right.
We'll
Have a
talk
good
again
one,
later
y'all.
on.
Bye bye.
All right.
But for the benefit of those who don't know, I'm talking about Clara.
Okay.
There's a lot of women who are tall, Irby. I don't think it's her height. I don't know.
So
I like that she's tall. I like a tall woman.
Yeah, she's not that tall because she's not even 6 feet tall. She's only what, 5'9"?
Oh well, but she's perfect for somebody like me. Because I'm still taller.
Right.
Still taller. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't think it's because nowadays I think girls are even taller than that. Because when I was younger, 5'7" was tall. I'm 5'7", and now I was like, no, it's like 5'9" now, 5'10". Women are taller these days.
Okay.
So actually, Clara will become the visit me in July.
Se llama Clara.
Sí. Ya veo.
Clarita.
Yeah. So she's going to visit and she's going to experience Portchester.
I used to go to Parkchester when I wanted to go to Macy's, and I didn't want to go downtown. But I never liked that Macy's in Parkchester. I know that was years ago. It's not even there anymore, right?
Actually, it's still there. It's one of the.
Oh, Macy's is still there? I thought they were closing it down.
Are they? I don't know.
Maybe she's down. Or maybe my mom told me and she got it messed up.
But
Mm.
I mean, look, I understand that, actually Parkchester is kind of like a small town in the middle of a big city.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, it does have a lot of squirrels over there in Parkchester. I mean,
New York City and the Bronx is full of squirrels, Jose. Parked up, the Bronx has squirrels and trees.
no, but you know something? Believe it or not, I've only seen one rat in Parkchester.
Esa mentira. Mentira. Now, Parkchester does look like a little city within a city. That you're absolutely right. I mean, the way, and I'm thinking about how the streets used to look and all that. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like a 10-block radius, but it does look like a little town within a town.
Yeah,
And
it
if the
is.
Bronx wasn't there surrounding it, I guess it would be like considered like a little suburb almost. But well,
Okay.
And of
no, but
course,
rats are everywhere. Rats is just a part of New York. That's not you. It might be less.
Oh, I have already showed that. I have already-
You only
I
saw
don't think
one.
it's
Well, you know what it is? Maybe where he lives at, like when he is entering his building and his apartment, maybe you don't see them. But when you go outside the restaurants, you can't help but the rats because they're downtown, Jose, and you don't even see
yeah.
And
So, of
you
course-
Jose, he's always talking about Orchard Beach. I mean, tell him.
Bueno.
Orchard Beach.
and I haven't been to Orchard Beach. Oof.
Uh-huh.
When I was
No,
little, I
okay.
think my mother used to take my son there before I moved down here when he was younger. But that beach, and that's only because it was there, like the local beach, and she didn't have to worry about him. But no, I never liked that beach.
Okay, well, you know what? I'll take Clara to Orchard Beach so we can see it for
Oh,
ourselves.
No,
Oh.
take it to Jones. You gotta
Oh.
take it to Orchard Beach. Take out there on Sundays. I think they still have
You
Salsa
do
Sundays.
better. She's already
Take it there
used
for
to
the Salsa
better.
Sundays, not to get in the water, Jose.
Mhm.
Maybe to 10. I don't know what Orchard Beach is like now. I know Salsa Sundays is nice.
Well, actually, I call Orchard Beach the French Riviera of the Bronx.
The French Riviera.
Stop, Jose. Stop. Stop with that. And I see that coming from Irby when he's talking about Jennifer Lopez being.
I didn't see her take on that.
Because that
What did she say?
It's on TikTok where it's not like
No,
necessarily.
she's talking
something
about the
that she does.
YouTuber Jenny from the block dragging J-Lo. On the block with Jen. That's what you're trying to say, right, Irby? I think that's what you're trying to say.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
Yeah,
know
because
who
he
Jenny
said, "What's
from
up
the
with
block."
Jenny from the block dragging?"
Yeah, because
J-Lo?
she has an issue with Jennifer Lopez talking about that she's from the Bronx and
Apparently, a
and-
lot of Puerto
and
Ricans. So I didn't know that.
And
didn't know that.
Jenny was I remember her having a problem with Jennifer Lopez saying that she was from the block. I mean, from the Bronx, that she's not really from there.
I'm from the Bronx too, and I don't know. I wouldn't. Maybe it is middle class. I came from a 2-parent home. I went to private school like J-Lo did too, but I wasn't hood. But I grew up in decent areas, and every time it got bad, we moved. But yeah, I think J-Lo kind of grew up the way I did too. So she, her acting like she's like, I'm from the projects and I grew up, we didn't have this and and when she said I used to run outside with my hair, she didn't run outside with her hair freaking mess. At 16,
Yeah, but the thing is that it's not the only one.
16. Huh?
But the thing is that responding to what Irby's saying, that she's talking about Jenny from the blog, the YouTuber talking her shit about Jennifer Lopez, but it's not her the only one. There is
There's
like
a lot of
a whole bunch of people on TikTok that are also talking shit about that. But it's a different generation that didn't grow up with J-Lo. So they're
No, I
talking
saw
shit
some that
about
were
her.
around my age that were talking about her, and yeah, they know. There's like she don't, she never gave back to the Bronx. I heard her personality is really shitty. So
Mhm.
and then she lies. I guess she's lying. I guess that song Jenny from the Block. I guess that's when Puerto Ricans was like, "What do you mean Jenny from the Block? You're not from the block." Like,
Actually,
Okay,
yes,
so
you
that-
will, but you're from the block.
Wasn't that already addressed back when that song came out? Because that's not a new song.
I
That's
like
a-
this, so I never knew anybody had an issue with it. That's something, when I was like, when I saw so many Puerto Ricans talking about it, I was like, well, dang, I didn't know. they had such an issue with it. So
Yeah,
she was
Actually,
extra. She's
but
trying to be
again,
the Puerto Rican Elizabeth Taylor. Like, she's fashioning herself to be like these old stars. J-Ho probably went from home to school to dance classes. Yeah, that's exactly what she did.
well,
She probably
actually,
lived in a lot of.
Gold,
Her parents owned a home. Blood Moon.
Mhm.
She didn't even live in an apartment like my family did. They owned a home.
Okay.
They lived
actually,
decently. Her mother was a teacher. Her mother was an educator. I mean,
mhm.
Mhm.
Actually, Golden Goddess actually did a short video regarding J Lo, and
Oh yeah, I gotta check it out then. I gotta check it
yeah.
out. She's not from the exactly like I had a friend Irby that was from the projects, and you could ask Fulana when we wanted to go to the hood. We was like, we're gonna go to his house, and that was like going to the. And this is in the Bronx still. I'm from the Bronx, and we knew when we was there that was going to the hood. Like and we knew we wasn't.
I could
We
have
didn't
used.
for that. Like we weren't built for that. Like but it was fun. A little dangerous.
No, because I remember me being on the island. We didn't care about that. What part of New York she came out of? She was representing the culture. Then that
Right.
was good enough for us.
Right. She's Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that part I wasn't having a. We weren't really on the island having a problem with her. I mean, okay, she's New Yorican. For the most part, we on the island don't have a problem with New Yoricans and the diaspora because we shouldn't be divided. I definitely
Mhm.
believe that. But I didn't know that there was kind of like a faction of people in New York that were having a problem with her because she was a
Very
big
strong
deal.
opinions, right? Didn't it get to the point where J-Lo wanted to stop all that? It didn't, right? I think I heard something like that. That
Yeah.
she wanted to stop that. The people from commenting on that, and now with the Diddy scandal that she's being dragged into, it's just not looking good for her. She went to
Mhm.
Catholic school, and her dad was a computer tech or something. So look at that. Yeah, so they wasn't poor. They weren't rich like per se, but they weren't poor either. Like Blood Moon said, she was middle class. Middle
Mhm.
class. And Castle Hill, depending on where in Castle Hill, is still a decent part of the Bronx too.
Yeah. I heard something about that she was from Castle Hills, which
Mhm.
in the name alone suggests nice living.
It used to be an Italian neighborhood, but then a lot of Puerto Ricans started moving in there. But there's certain blocks that are decent. Like it's by the 6th train. She was 2 blocks from the 6th train, and there's these 2 streets that is just nothing but houses on there. And like that part is nice, but when you go on the main avenue, that's hood. When you go past the 6th train and cross the street to the other side of the of Castle Hill, that part wasn't too good. But she lived. But that's how New York is. That's how the Bronx was. You can be in one, like the building I lived in before I moved to Jersey. That part was really nice, and as soon as you walk 2 blocks, poof, you're in Tuta la Mierda. So it depended. Castle Hill is ghetto, but she lived in a nice neighborhood. Yeah. She wasn't from Fat Joe, Mary J. Well, no, Mary J. Blige was from Yonkers, and she was from the projects in Yonkers because Yonkers got some nice places too. So I didn't even know Yonkers had projects. That sounds like
well, yeah, they do.
Well, I'll leave that up to you guys that are from New York. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know nothing of what you're talking about.
Yeah, but when you try to say you're from the hood, right? And sometimes don't get me wrong, I can empathize with the stories and all that, but I hate when people make it and they be like, yeah, because I grew up and we didn't have nothing to eat, and it was 10 of us to a bed, and I'm like, are you trying to glorify it, or you're telling us how you came out of it? Like, they talk about it like it's a badge of honor. I don't know if that makes sense to me. I'm just like, you're right.
There are people that are kind of like make it seem like I had it worse than you, so you need to show me some respect. It's that
like,
kind of
no.
mentality.
No, I love telling people how my parents' background, so I can be like, yeah, I can just shove that because you make your reality what you want it to be. To me,
I was raised in the projects myself. I was raised in Jefferson houses, but I never look at it like. I never look like, wow, I had it better than everybody else. It's just that's where I lived at. That's where I was raised. No big.
That's by the bridge, right? The 149th Street Bridge. Is that those projects?
No. Jefferson houses. That's
Jefferson. Okay, I think you said Jackson.
Yeah. No, Jefferson.
Okay. Where's that at? Where's that at?
That's like 2nd Avenue, like between like 115th and 112, and then.
Oh, you talking Manhattan? You talking about Harlem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the Bronx. Okay.
No.
Spanish Harlem
Just-
and Beach. Spanish
No,
Harlem.
exactly. No, it's just that I've been living in Parkchester for over 6 years.
Yeah. See, like Spanish Harlem too. Like the neighborhood might seem sketchy, but I don't know. There's a familiarity to me depending on where I'm at. Like I don't do Brooklyn or Queens. I the Bronx and Manhattan, fine. Brooklyn or Queens, I feel out of my element if I'm over there. So I don't want to be anywhere in the hood in Brooklyn or Queens.
Okay. When I visited New York, I stayed in Queens in the Jamaica area, and
Mhm.
I never make a correlation of the people that live there with the name, because I started being around Jamaicans and other Caribbeans and people with accents, and oh, I didn't think that it named Jamaican had anything to do with the people there. But
Well,
yeah,
Well,
Jamaica Queens
I
got
didn't
Jamaica.
think anything about it. Huh?
Jamaica-
Ramon, the next time you come to New York, you need to visit the Bronx. You need to visit Parkchester. You need to see Orchard Beach. Not necessarily getting.
Salsa Sundays. You heard me, Ramon? Salsa Sundays. That's the only thing.
Yes.
That's in the summer. That's in the summer when you want.
And you need to visit Times Square during New Year's Eve and watch the ball.
No, I visited Times Square, and it was nice and still.
See, I like the old Times Square. They had the peep shows, and it was dirty and all the rats. I like that. That because when we were younger, they were like, "Oh, let's go to Times Square." Like we weren't supposed to be down there, so it was a little exciting. Now it's all like Disneyland.
It was actually quite clean, and there were like every nationality that you can think of. It was there.
It was a tourist attraction.
Yeah, it was a tourist attraction, and you could see that many of the people were people that were tourists that didn't necessarily speak.
It wasn't like that
well.
30 years ago. It wasn't like that.
I mean, think about it, Ramon. You're standing in Times Square in New Year's Eve, and the temperature is like 25 degrees out there, and you're waiting to see the ball drop, and then the ball drop, and then you get all happy.
Lived in New York all my life. I saw the ball drop from my house. Never even thought about venturing. New Yorkers don't go out there like that to watch the ball.
Being out there in that cold ass weather.
Cold,
Hell no.
Man. That's some fairy tale New York. It's Christmas, and you're by Macy's. And I remember I used to go to Macy's when I was little to go see Santa Claus in that long ass line. Blood Moon, did your mom ever take you to go see Santa Claus in Macy's? Because that used to be ridiculous, that long ass line.
Well, I actually went to see the Christmas Spectacular at Rockefeller Center. So I had a ball.
I've never made it to the actual tree. I remember we drove down there one year with my father, and we never actually made it to see the tree. We always drove past it. We never actually made it.
I did. The only disappointment was it wasn't cold enough.
You know what I wanted to do?
What do you mean?
I never got to roller skate there. I mean, roller skate, ice skate in Rockefeller Center.
Okay, Blumman, what do you mean July and August is hot? What do you mean? What temperature is that?
That it's warm to go see those Puerto Rican neighborhoods and visit the restaurants.
Okay. No, because I was there in August, and it wasn't.
So you went to
hot.
Queens though, right? You didn't go to the Bronx or Spanish Harlem?
No. What's the difference in that the temperature changes because you are in a different location like that? Does it make that much of a difference? I was there in August of last year, and it wasn't really hot. Okay, you could sweat a little bit if you were walking around.
Because it's not like Texas. It's not extreme heat.
Okay,
last summer, let me finish. Last summer, we were having triple-digit temperature for like 4 months, right, Juju? It was
yes.
Yeah. It was triple-digit temperatures. We're talking about 105, 108.
Did your house stay cool, Ramon? Because I got central air, and that wasn't enough. But I think I know why I need to close some things up over here.
All right.
Does your house stay cool?
Yeah. I can stay. I can stay cool.
Mine
cool.
didn't.
What I'm saying is that I can withstand the weather in New York. I mean, because I have already been there in August, and it wasn't too bad. What's going on?
Actually, we had a heat advisory in New York in the summertime when it reached the 90s.
That's not what advisory? Why do you need advisory because it's in the 90s? That's
Okay.
not hot.
Please, you're talking
That's
to
not
a
hot. The 90s
you're
is
talking
not
okay.
hot.
You're talking to a person that actually slept with the AC on in the wintertime.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe you need to go to Alaska, somewhere close to the North Pole, because that's what you seem to like. But the 90s, that's not hot. That's not
That's-
hot.
That's humid. That's near fatal.
Okay. What's going on,
Good
Rakim?
evening, Rakim.
Hey, what's up with everybody, man? How y'all doing tonight?
Doing all
fine.
right.
It seems like everyone is doing a stream tonight. I did a stream. Ramon's doing a stream right now. Don Amanda did a stream. A couple other people. I mean, it seems like everyone decided to do a stream tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I should have done a stream on Monday, but I had a long day and I wasn't feeling it. So yeah.
Well,
But I was touching originally, Rakim, on the subject of the whole thing about what happened in Arizona when it comes to the procedure to terminate pregnancy. And apparently an old law went back in effect since Roe v. Wade has been overturned. So that was the original topic. We deviated from it because we touched on it. So it became more of an open topic. But if there was something that you wanted to mention about that, then feel free to comment.
Yeah, like I'm not too familiar with it. I think I might have heard about it in passing and all of that. But it doesn't really surprise me with the whole Roe versus Wade thing, and like people are trying to get their numbers back, and they trying to make as many babies as they possibly can, and it's getting because between what's the word I'm looking for, between like the opioid epidemic and fentanyl and all types of stuff going on, a lot of people people's numbers and people not reproducing, their numbers are going down bad.
What Herbie say, introvert, is it true that John Leguizamo for many years was pretending to be Puerto Rican, even showing up to Puerto Rican? John Leguizamo played Puerto Rican in movies.
Yeah,
he's not Puerto Rican. He's not really Puerto Rican himself. He's like part either Colombian or Bolivian, something like that, and part European. But in movies, like 2-3 different times, he played Puerto Rican. All the way back to the early 90s and into Wong Fu. He was playing what pretty much was like a Puerto Rican transvestite. And then there was
Wong Fu,
he played a Puerto Rican there too. So that was always like up in the air what really was his background, but he's part Hispanic.
He played he played Puerto Rican in Empire too. If anybody remember that movie, that was back in like 2002. That was a good movie. That was a real good movie. He's Colombian, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
But a couple of times he's played Puerto Rican in movies, even though he may not necessarily be one. But being Puerto Rican is cool, so other people will try to play us. So
well, actually, last year I went to the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and actually I was actually sitting in the grandstand section.
That's what's up, Jose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, thanks to my union, I was able to sit in the grandstand section, because for me to be the march during the whole parade with my busted up left knee, it would have been not possible.
You know what? I think I might go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade this year too.
I want to go. I will have to, because of the distance, I will have to plan for that. But I would like to go. I mean, I remember one of the last things that I did get to talk to my mom about. I asked her, okay, do you want to plan to go to the Puerto Rican Day Parade? I've never been there. I mean, because she did live in New York City for a number of years, and she said no. Wasn't interested.
Wow. The PR parade, he'll be lit, man. It'd be lit.
Yeah. So Ramon, you wouldn't come to New York on Christmas on New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop?
Not during the winter. Yeah, he played Benny Blanco from the Browns, basically.
Yeah,
But in Carlitos' way, it's not really said if he was playing Hispanic, but not necessarily Puerto Rican. That's not really mentioned in the movie itself, because in the movie also had the Argentine, the guy from Argentina, Jorge Porcel, who was an Argentinian comedian. I don't know if he has passed away, because he was called El Gordo Porcel, the Fat Porcel. He was really big, and he would do dirty jokes. But I don't know if he has passed away. But in the movie, it is said that he was from Argentina, and he realized he was from Argentina. But the Benny Blanco character is not mentioned exactly what was the nationality or his ancestry. It's not mentioned. He could have been from a different ancestry. So I don't know if he was playing Puerto Rican in Carlitos' way. I don't know if he was playing Puerto Rican there.
I always hated how it ended, man. I used to hate how Carlitos' way ended. He was that close, man.
Yeah, because he was a likable, the anti-hero type of character that in the end doesn't get to get out. He doesn't get to get out, but that was his mistake. He managed to get out of prison, and he stayed in the neighborhood. He stayed in that environment that put him in prison. So eventually it was going to catch up to him because of what he had done before. I mean, there is a whole story. There is a whole story about Carlitos when he was younger, but that's in another book, because Carlitos' Way is based on two books. The first book is actually called Carlitos' Way, but there was the second book that was called After Hours. The movie is based on the book that is called After Hours, but they named it Carlitos' Way. A little confusing, I know. But the first book is the one that shows you his early years, because in the movie he was already old. When Al Pacino plays him, he was already older. But yeah. I mean, in the movie, I don't know if Benny Blanco was supposed to be Puerto Rican. This but Bronx neighborhood is mostly Puerto Rican San Dominican. I'm asking Titi Jose.
Yeah.
Well, Juju got cut off, so
no, actually, she had to drop. She had to drop down.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, because she put a private message in the chat.
I see.
I'm gonna have to
Good
leave.
to have you on the panel, girl. Well, let's do this next time.
Yeah.
All right.
I have to leave, but before I go, I just want to plug my channel a little bit before I go. On my platform, we discuss everyday issues, and we try to have, discussion, and we try to come up with logical solutions. But not everyone uses logic, which is why it is called Uncommon Sense. So I'm going to be live tomorrow night, and the topic will be what we learned from the COVID-19 health crisis or pandemic or whatever it's mutated to today. So, and of course, I'm trying to get to 400 subs before the end of June. So, appreciate, people showing some love and supporting to my channel. Because, of course, let's show the same love for the Intro Boricua, also to the 18th Brother, and the Juju.
Yeah, shout out to her. And thanks for coming up, Jose.
Okay. So take care, and whatever you do, Ramon, don't lose your cool and try not to make too much love to 600-pound women.
No, thanks. Not interested. I mean, if a girl were to be a little chubby, she will have to be chubby, but in the right places. That's how I like it.
So 600-pound women is out of the
No, she can't. 100 pounds. No, she can't be. She can't weigh more than me.
It'll be more hard to love.
No, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't be able to rise to the occasion.
Well, in any case, good. Have a good night. Thank you for having me.
All
Take it
right.
easy,
Thanks
Jose.
for coming up.
All right,
See you
take
next
care.
time.
Okay, take care.
Again,
Bye.
shout out to Titi Juju. She doesn't frequent live streams that much, but she graced me with her presence on my live stream, so I'm thankful to her. Hey, Rakim, you came out of nowhere. I thought that you were gonna be on the road. I mean,
Well, no, I'm like I'm off on Thursdays. Like I'm off on Wednesdays and Thursdays actually.
oh, I see.
So
Oh,
yeah, because I'm doing local now. So
great. That's a good thing, right?
yeah,
Because
it's a good thing. It's like because I'm in fuel hauling now. So I'm the person that dropped the gasoline at the different gas stations and everything like that. So
okay. Well, hey. If it is close to home, that's good. That's a
yeah,
great thing.
man.
I mean, because the longer the distance, the more risks you're going to be taking. So that's
Yeah.
a good thing. Okay, all right. So, hey, aside from that, what's been going on? Anything else that you wanna share with us? With the
Yeah,
audience?
I'll just say this really quickly. What do you think about the whole P. Diddy situation, man? Because I've been getting
Oh boy, I haven't even gotten because a lot of different things are coming up from his past, and we know that we figured that he had a past because a lot of things have been said about him that had been said about him for years. A lot of speculation been going on about him for years. Thing after thing is coming up when it comes to allegations, accusations, things like that. I haven't even gotten into the details of it. Does it surprise me? No, it doesn't surprise me. But it, I'm again. I need proof, and I get what you're saying, Blood Moon, because I suspect things just like pretty much everyone else. But like with everything, I have to be fair and say also innocent until proven guilty, because there may be allegations, a lot of things say, a lot of things may be true, especially with the whole thing with Cassie, that he paid off so she wouldn't put him on the spot, and she still put him on the spot along other people, and that is the whole thing. And I don't know right now if he's out, because I remember the whole thing when the feds took his sons in custody, but I don't know about him. He was on the run, but he came back to the country. So if you know any detail on that last part that you could tell me, I will have to look into it because I haven't gotten around it, to be honest.
Yeah, I
But
think it's I think, to be honest, man, I think it's a whole lot of BS. I've been getting heat from a lot of people who believe everything, but the only thing I've seen is rumors. I haven't seen any proof on anything. When you look at what's going on in the allegations Cassie made, first and foremost, it was a civil suit. She wasn't trying to, take it into court, and she said that he did all of these things and he did that. But yet, Boo Boo, you was with him for 12 years. And you
yeah, it's not like she
still
wasn't
there.
benefiting from being with him. I mean, there may have been some benefits to it.
Yeah, and then the thing is too, when she filed that lawsuit, when she filed that civil suit against them, they had opened up some type of law in New York where you can file for within that year, you can file any like I think any cases against somebody. I don't know the particular details, but when they filed that when they opened that law up for New York State, that's when she filed. And then when she filed that, he settled the civil suit, because the civil suit is not about prosecution, it's about money. So she settled that civil suit with an NDA, and then you waited, you was with him for 10 years or 11 years, and you turned around and waited 3 years to actually file against him with that. And you left him, when you went with your trainer. So in my personal opinion, the trainer too put her up to it. And he probably could have said, you should do this and we can get some money. I'm not the here go Blood Moon. Rakim's always defending these tragedy rappers. These rumors are true. He poisoned his ex. He poisoned Al B. Shore and Jamie Foxx. Blood Moon, come on, get out of here! Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. So, with that situation, right? So then you turn around, you file, he settled, in the civil suit. Because some people, like, they'll tell you to settle just to, because it's not worth getting into the media, because once you condemned in public opinion, that's it, or it could affect your brands or whatever. Yeah, because YouTube don't put out misinformation. YouTube don't put out misinformation. There's not a lot of people that's just creating content just to get some viewership. But so yeah, like after that had happened or whatever, then you got, she got her money. Then you have the other woman that filed, because once he settled, then that turned into an avalanche because everybody's trying to get money. So then you got the other woman who said that he assaulted her back in 1990. Then you got this dude, Little Rod, which you a grown ass man, dude, and you talking about some man assaulted you, like some man forced you to do something. I just can't believe that. And from I haven't read the whole thing in his case filing, but like from what I hear, it's a lot of fabrications, and a person that's representing him is a person that's been a lawyer for 5 years, and that's the same person that actually was on the T.I. and Tiny case trying to make them look like they was grapists. So between that and you saying that this man did this and this man and Cuba Gooding, first and foremost, if any grown me as an adult man, even as a teenager, if any grown man ever tried to force me to do anything, I would take your life. Period.
Yeah, the whole thing about being forced.
There's no way that I'm gonna let nobody force me to do anything. So like that goes like to show you, it's in my personal opinion, a lot of it is about money. When the feds raided his home, because one guy tried to tell me, he was like, man, when the feds come, I'm like, usually when the feds come, you already going to prison. They already got the cases built up. They've been watching you for years. When the feds came to this man's home, they found nothing but some firearms. And we don't know whose firearms those was. That could have been his security staff, anybody. Now, I'm not a Diddy fan as far as, I don't like the way that he did a lot of people on Bad Boy. And, you grew up in...
that's another thing. I remember how people got screwed over that worked with them. And that's a whole nother thing. But whether he was committing a crime, that's what is being disputed now. But did he screw over artists and people that were part of the creatives and people that were writing songs and things like that? Look, there is a book by a guy called Mark Carey that is called Dancing with the Devil. If half of what he says in his book is true, then he really is a devil. Because the Mark Carey got screwed over by Diddy.
And see, that's the thing too, like with me, right? And that's the thing too. How much of this is true, or how much of this is people just don't like him because of, bad business deals or bad business practices? Because sometimes when you don't like somebody and you got a personal vendetta against them, you don't care if what people are saying about them are lies or not. You just want them to go down. And part of that belief, that's what, with Big Gene, all of them. Big Gene, you was around these people for decades, for years. And now all of a sudden, and then too, people are making that money off doing these interviews, and they keep the interviews going. And sometimes it can be false information just to be given an interview to keep money coming in. So, like I say, I don't trust Diddy when it comes to business. I wouldn't sign any business dealings with Diddy, but I just can't believe somebody is doing all of this behind closed doors for years, and then everybody was complicit with it, and now everybody wants to say something. It just doesn't add up to me.
Well, it reminds me of the whole thing with Bill Cosby, how a lot of people, a lot of women at the same time started making the same accusations, kind of like repeating each other, repeating whatever one said, the other said, and the other said, kind of like almost verbatim. And he ended up going to jail, but he's out now. So that didn't hold up as much as they thought.
And the only reason that he's even out because they found out that really the judge that sentenced him had a vendetta against his lawyer or something.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much, man, it's a lot of me personally, I don't believe it until I see more proof. If I'm able to see some proof, if we able to see some video or audio or hear all of this other stuff, until then, we haven't really seen anything. And, but people, everybody believes what they believes. And usually once the media gets a hold to it, everyone usually just believe whatever the media spews out.
Mm-hmm. All right. But we'll see what develops. We'll see what comes out. I'm sure that there is an investigation ongoing right now. So as the details come out, all of us will know.
Absolutely.
Just a matter of time. That's all I can say. I haven't really gotten into doing the reading and doing the research and getting all the timeline and all of the things that that are being said. I'm a little more distracted about the whole thing with Russell Simmons and his daughter, who was messing up with Grandpa. Well, apparently, she may have ended that fling, but we don't know. I mean, because that was an allegation. That's the only thing that I have been hearing recently from certain famous people. But the whole thing with Diddy, I haven't been hearing much. That has been a little quieter.
Yeah, that whole situation is wild, man. That whole situation is wild. Just to see that little 20, that's and because I'm looking at her like a kid to me. I know she's 21 years old, she's of age, but I still look at that like as a child, man. And to see her
mentality is still of a child.
Yeah, and to see her at with that old man like that, but hey, I guess it is what it is. I don't know who, I know I wouldn't approve of that for my child, my daughter, but I guess with money you can buy anything, man. You can buy anything if you got the right amount of paper.
Yeah,
you can buy it. So.
Yeah, but it's just not a good look. The pictures of her kissing Grandpa. I mean, that's I don't know. Like, girl, you need to do better.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, now the fling is ended, and then I saw that. But Blood Moon said Diddy was giving everyone Jesus juice. So who is he? Jim Jones now? Blood Moon.
I don't know.
Irby said, I was a Diddy fan. I ain't like the No Way Out, of course. I ain't gonna front, Irby. If you ever listen to No Way Out, that was
a lot of people heard those songs. I didn't have the CD, but I heard some of those songs, and a couple of them. Some of them are all right. They were good. They were pop songs. They were very pop friendly.
Yeah, like all of his music with him and Mace and Victory and different and All About the Benjamins and stuff. Man, that was classic.
Yeah. Those were very big. The whole Jesus Juice thing. That's something that was alleged about Michael Jackson, but it was nothing. Nothing was really proven when it comes to that. Remember, he was investigated by the FBI. They couldn't pin anything.
And you know what's crazy? A lot of people believe that Michael Jackson was really doing that at that time. A lot of people
Well,
believe that based off of media and the way that they was pushing those stories, because at that time I didn't know any better. I was only 17 years old. I believed it too.
hmm hmm yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. But I mean, there were a lot of tabloids. That sensationalism. I mean, they take an allegation and run with it. A lot of people were believing the tabloids. The tabloids were the thing back then.
yeah, definitely.
Well, since there was no social media.
Yeah, definitely. Now, one thing that I didn't believe that that I was I was wrong about, because I don't never have a problem admitting that I'm wrong. If I'm wrong on
Mhm,
something,
mhm,
or I've been proven wrong, I'll admit that I was wrong. So
mhm.
when I was, going to grocery stores and looking at those, tabloid magazines and seeing that Bruce Jenner was becoming a woman, I didn't believe that. In the beginning, I
I'll
was like,
admit that I didn't know who he was, so I wasn't really invested in what he was doing. But later, I learned about who he was, his past, what he did, him being an Olympian and gold medal winner and all. Uh, and then all of a sudden putting on a dress and winning an award for for putting on a dress, like this is a shit show. I mean, but then again, he was or is still married to Chris. Was I should say was, but being with the Kardashians is gonna make you lose your masculinity, your manhood. It seems, because that's or you are gonna go crazy. You're gonna become an addict. You're gonna become an alcoholic. All of those things happen with the guys that get with the Kardashian Jenners. Something messed up happens to them.
I don't know, man. Some of them seemed like they was a little weird before they got with the Kardashians and all of that. Like, I was a big Lamar Odom fan, man. I'm like, damn, Lamar Odom, how the hell you start smoking crack, man? Damn. Kanye just
Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you this, but he was the cleanup man.
who Kanye?
He was a cleanup man. I mean, Kim got passed around because let's be honest. The first time I heard of her was when she was with Reggie Bush, the former running back for the Saints.
Mhm.
That's when I first heard of her. I didn't know about the whole thing with Reggie. I learned that about it later. And then she was with him when the Saints won the Super Bowl, and after that they broke up, and I think he ended up dodging a bullet. To be perfectly honest,
Yeah, he
because
did.
you haven't heard of him ever since, and he's now retired, and but he does have a wife that looks like her. Because I think she's Armenian too. So he went and got himself another chick that looks like Kim Kardashian, and went on and have a family with her. And I think he's happy. He's doing fine, great. But he dodged a bullet by not, but breaking up and not being involved with the Kardashian Jenners, because maybe he will have ended on some bullshit. I do think it will be.
Yeah. I don't know what Kanye was thinking. To be honest, I don't know. Like, because I used to be a big Kanye fan, man. I'm still am to an extent, but I just don't like the way he moved personally. So it's kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
But some people say, I hate when people try to make excuses for him, because they'll be like, oh, well, after his mother died, he went crazy. I get that. I get
Okay. My mom passed away, and it
Yeah.
took a toll mentally on me. But I didn't go crazy and started being a cleanup man, and I started doing crazy shit. But then again, I'm not a celebrity, so that doesn't matter. But the thing is that I don't think that's any. Yeah, it's a big hit. You you lose somebody like that, your progenitor. You lose your progenitor, and it can mess you up mentally. Absolutely, I know, but I don't know. I don't think it excuses a lot of the things that he has done after that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I need to really watch that documentary on Netflix because it's a documentary called Yeezus, and I guess it goes into his life and what it was like for him growing up, and his mother played a very intricate part in his life and everything, and so I can understand that. Like, you know, I didn't have my mother, but my grandmother was the one that raised me, and once I lost her, that still to this day,
Mhm.
you know, that really hurt. That really hurt. So, but you know, like still, man, like all of the, but they said he was bipolar or you know his irrational. He just like to me, he just get irritating and annoying sometimes. To me, like,
I
like,
mean, I don't question him being an artist because a lot of people still praise him as an artist, and which is fine. That's great. But yeah, his antics don't really help him.
and then you like this is how I know people are easily, you know, moved or whatever, right? Or easily, you know, influenced by what they because I remember when people were saying that, you know, like after his after what he said about the small hats and stuff, right? And people were saying, "Oh, this is part of some bigger plan, and he got a trick up his sleeve." And I was like, "Really? Yeah, okay." Now, because times tell on everything. So,
Hmm.
what was the plan? Because he lost, you know, he went from a billionaire back to a millionaire overnight. So, what was the plan?
Hmm.
Like,
Hmm.
and people now you don't even hear people talking about it no more. So,
No, no. Uh, I don't know what's gonna be, what's gonna come up next when it comes to him, or what he's gonna do. Because I don't see him going around wearing the red hat anymore. I haven't seen him doing that for some time. So I don't know what he's thinking now, where he stands uh, personally or politically or artistically. I don't know where he stands now. What's he gonna come up with next?
he made some great music, man, and I will say,
Oh yeah, yeah.
he Kanye is I'm like I say, I'm still a Kanye fan. I just don't like his antics. Like between that and like I can remember in fashion, he definitely made a mark in fashion.
Hmm.
You know, with him being from here too. But I can remember in the beginning with him being from here, a lot of people really didn't like Kanye. They didn't think he was a good representation of the city. So like when he first came out, it was a lot of people making fun of him. They thought he was soft. They thought he was everything under the book, but his music and everything that he, came out with, it was top notch, and his production and everything. So
Hmm.
he
Hmm.
grew on a lot of people. But like as far as him, the deal he had with the Louis Vuitton Dons, and those
Yeah.
sneakers, the Yeezys, the original Yeezys with Nike, the Yeezys with Adidas, certain fashion trends he had, he was he was he was definitely very influential, and to this day he still is holds a made his mark,
Yeah.
when it comes to a lot of stuff. But I just can't get with his antics, and then when people pay attention, I'm like he was throwing a temper tantrum. He had no problems with the small hats when he was doing business. It's just when they wouldn't let him do what he wanted to do, which
Hmm.
of course they're not, because it's they're the ones that's running the business. Then all of a sudden, they exploit black artists. Yes, they've been doing that for years. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know that, Kanye. You're not telling us nothing new. That still didn't stop you from getting in business with them. So, like, it seems like it becomes an issue when you don't get what you want. Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, then it's everything else. And so he had a meltdown, and a lot of people thought that he's some type of torture genius, but he's not.
Right. Right. Oh, golly. So yeah, I'm I'm used like Kanye. Has to take his meds. I was paying attention. Herbie said one commenting here. Look, Kanye did Cosby, R. Kelly. They are talented, but at the end of the day, they're crappy people separated art from person. So, well, if we separate the art from the person, is it all right? Is it all right then to still listen to R. Kelly?
I don't give a damn what nobody say. I'ma still be listening to R. Kelly. I'ma still be listening to R.
I
Kelly.
think a lot of people are. A lot of people
R.
are still
Kelly is
listening to
legendary.
R. Kelly because yeah, he did make some great stuff, and there are he made classics. He made classic music, and hopefully the catalog remains available. Whatever, no matter what happened with him.
Yeah, they're not gonna take that down. It's too much money involved. They're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
gonna take.
it's
They're not
possible.
gonna take that down. They're not gonna take none of his music down. They make millions and millions and millions of dollars off of his music. It's not about morality at the end of the day. It's about money. It's not
Mhm.
about integrity. It's about money. People pretend to have some type of integrity and morals, but at the end of the day, man, it's all about money.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, Rakim, I do have to take my leave. I do have to go go to bed. So, I don't know. Any last thoughts before I wrap up?
Oh man, thanks for allowing me up, man. Shout out to you, Ramon. I just
Hmm.
thought you was live and I thought that I'd join. So I just wanted to come up here, holler at you for a minute, man, and just see what you was speaking about. So shout out to you. Thanks for allowing me up on your platform, man.
No, definitely, definitely. You know that you're always welcome on this panel. It's just that I figured that you may have been busy. I know that I sent a link out to a few people, but I may not have sent it to you because I figured that you might have been busy. So that at
Yeah,
least
no,
if you have.
usually I am. Yeah, usually I am. I was so tired from yesterday, man, because we have to, like, the way my job works, we have to go in these gas terminals, and you can't have your phone out while you're in there, and then you have to load the gas, and it's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Mm,
Um, it was so you have to use these loading arms to and you have to type in the computer what type of gas you have or diesel and different things like that, but they don't allow you to really be on your phone in there, and if you get caught with your phone, you'll be locked out of that terminal.
no, definitely.
Yeah.
You don't want anything. You don't want anything mental to be scraping that something gives off a spark uh, near
Yeah, man.
fuels because yeah, that not will not be a very good thing.
Yeah, the other day I was actually getting ready to go into the mobile terminal, and I don't know if they have mobile gas stations down in Texas, but
Mhm.
the terminal where they supply the gas that you send to the different customers, and I saw a red light, and I was hearing a siren, like a purge siren, and the door, like the gate open, but I was like, I wasn't thinking. I'm like, oh man, the gate, I ain't got to put in the code. And I just seen everybody hopping out of their trucks and running towards the exit, and I was like, you know what, let me reverse this damn truck back. Let me reverse.
Was there kind of like a situation that
Yeah,
that
it was a
something?
spill. It was a
Oh,
spill.
oh, oh, oh.
The spill had gotten so bad that it was it spilled all the way over to into other racks where other people had their trucks. So when that happens, you got to hit the emergency stop, and then everybody got to evacuate the premises. Yeah, there was
Mm.
one situation where a guy too, he tried to hop in his truck. Of course, I wasn't. That was in another state. I wasn't. That didn't happen to me, but it was. I think it was in Arizona. He tried to hop in his truck at the terminal, and with gas all underneath his truck, or diesel. And when he started the engine, it created a spark, and the whole truck burst into flames and all types
Mm.
of stuff. So it's very dangerous.
Oh shit. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. It's kind of like it's a safety thing, safety possible safety hazard, and you know the risk involved. So definitely just go by whatever safety standards are set for the work that you do. Safety is comes first. It comes first. I mean, being able to make some money, profitability, whatever, that should come second. Safety comes first. So you always practice safety. Be careful with that.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I ain't gonna keep you, man. Thanks for having me up. Shout out to my boy Ramon, man. I'll be very interested and looking forward to your next stream.
Definitely. I'll make sure to send you a link, and we'll take it from there. And then we'll talk again. We'll do something. How about you? Are you gonna be doing a stream anytime soon?
Maybe, yeah. You know what? I may do one tomorrow. I'm gonna see how I'm feeling. I may do one tomorrow. See how But yeah, I might do one tomorrow.
All right then. So, all right, I'll check it out. I'll look out for that.
Okay.
So, yes. Talk to you soon.
All right. Shout out to you.
Cool. Take care. All right. So, in closing, I know we started out with the main topic, and it did get diverted into a couple of other things, but that's all right. I usually like to keep it on topic, but we had that flexibility this time because there are only so many things that you could say about this decision that happened in Arizona. For anybody who didn't cut it from the beginning, just about a little over 24 hours ago from the time of this recording, the state of Arizona reinstated an 1864 law that prohibited procedures, the procedures to terminate pregnancies. I don't want to say the word because, to my understanding, YouTube doesn't really like that word, procedure to terminate pregnancies. And you can figure that what word that is. So the question was and still is, any of you who's listening at this time, do you think that this could have a domino effect when it comes to at least the more conservative states, since the things about something like the procedure for terminating pregnancies, it is something that the legislation is on the state level now. Roe v. Wade was overturned, as we all know. So, it is a state issue now. States can decide how they want to practice it, what they want to do. Do they maintain it? Do they keep it? Or do they outlaw it? We're gonna see what are gonna be the new developments. The last thing that I heard is that it seems that even certain Republicans are talking about that they don't agree with what they did in Arizona, but maybe they are just saying it, but they're not taking any action about it. The Arizona Republicans, they're not taking any actions. They don't even want to talk about it in the legislature. So we'll see what happens. And until then, this was Introvert Boricua. I'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate you coming up and tuning in. And for the people that participated on the panel and commented on the chat, shout out to you guys. Shout out to you all, particularly the panelists, Don Jose and Titi Yuyu and Dreadlocks, our Gerky show with the Dreadlocks. Shout out to you all. Until the next one, peace.